to my channel. I am back with another hair video. This is my hair after 3 weeks of braids, knotless braids, and a fresh wash. Okay, I'm looking a little, a little is an understatement. I'm looking very frizzy. Like I said, I have naturally frizzy hair. Child, I got somewhere to be this weekend and I don't have time to be looking like this. Okay, so instead of me taking out my knotless braids because I worked too hard on these parts, I'm just going to refresh my hair by doing some locks. I'm doing some locks over my braids. And I'm going to be using the same color that I have in my head already, just so I don't make my blending process really hard, because putting black hair over colored hair is not easy at all. Okay, trust me, I've done it. Takes too much time. So I got the same color as the hair I have in my head, which is 1B and 30. Yeah. And I only have 2 packs of these. But hopefully that'll be enough, because like I said, I am not going back to the hair store. Like, it's just, I'm not going back to the hair store, so I'm making enough. I'll also be going back in with my shea butter, my whipped shea butter again, because I don't know. I think she did a good job. I don't know. I may use a little bit of this for shine. Who knows? Maybe at the root a little bit. Maybe more so in the front, but not the back, because it's the back. Who cares? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my hair into a length that's not so short but not very long, because who is bringing those locks all the way down here? I'm not doing that. I just can't do it. I've done this before, and the last time I did it, I cut it a little too short, so the ends were really blunt and thick, and it was really hard to tuck. Like, it was really, really hard to tuck and to make the ends seamless. So this time, if you want to do this as well, I do want to say you need to cut it to a length where your braids are a little bit thinner, so that you are not working so hard trying to tuck the ends, because that would be the most difficult part. I'll be honest with you. So yeah, we're going to cut to about like right up in here somewhere, so that I'm not struggling to death, okay? Alright guys, so we are on day 2. I worked for about like, I want to say 3 or 4 hours yesterday. So this is where we are right now. Obviously, I wasn't worried about making the parts in the back perfect. I'm aiming to make the front part just a little bit neater. I layered my locks a little bit, so it's just not so extra long and just blunt like that. I'm going to show y'all 2 different methods, because depending on if you like to crochet or if you know how to crochet, I'm going to show you one without the crochet, and then I'm going to show you one with the crochet. But I've been using crochet just so my roots don't slip, because that's the downfall of not using the crochet method. Your roots can slip a little bit, and you will have to grip like very tight at the root, and that will cause you to possibly pull out your hair. Too much tension at the root can pull out your hair, so just make sure you're not wrapping so tight as well. You see these sections? You see how they all clumped at the ends like that? I would consider that like one section, right? So I have one section, and I kind of just like split the section in half. And then I'll use this as a starting piece, and then I'll end up adding another piece like midway to make sure I get all the way down to the bottom. And I'm not gonna lie, in the back I wasn't using that method, but since I did enough of my hair, I'm realizing that that's the better method. So, because I was using smaller pieces, but you do not have to use smaller pieces, because you really need to cover that braid, even though it doesn't have to be completely covered, just because, you know, it'll add a little bit more dimension to the hair, and people won't really know. I'm wrapping the same color around as the braid that I already have in my head, so people won't know. It'll just look like more dimension, but like I said, for enough coverage, you might want to just split one piece in half, instead of just adding those little pieces as you go.
I start off by smoothing a little bit of shea butter and gel onto my braid. I proceed to enter a crochet needle, an open crochet needle, vertically into the braid. Then you add the hair to the hook and then close the hook and pull it through just like that. And then you want to pull one side of the hair out and leave the other side down. You'll be leaving this piece of hair down against the braid, and you want to make sure it's lined up at the bottom to where a little bit of the ends are past the length of the braid, so you can get that fuzzy end look instead of just a blunt look. It just adds a little razzle dazzle to the look, and it also helps with the method I'm going to be showing y'all to tuck the ends. Before you start wrapping to the right, make sure you add a little bit of tension to your hair to smooth out that new growth that you might have with that gel, okay? I like to wrap one way the whole time, and that's always to the right. And I do this all the way down. And as you can see, I'm looking closely inside the mirror so that I can make sure that my hair is fully covered. If you need to, just push the hair up a little bit to make sure everything's covered and it's not looking too crazy, too gappy. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want it too gappy. And at this point, you can see that I'm almost at the end of this section of hair. So I want to add my second piece that I split in half the first time. So I'm going to add that piece in, and I'm going to continue to twist to the right, all the way down, making sure everything is not so spaced out, pretty tight and right. Tight is right. Yes. So just wrap it to the right, all the way down to the end. Just wrap. And you want to make sure it's not too thin, because you really need to make sure those ends are tucked. And when it is too thin, grab another piece of hair, a thin piece of hair, and add that just like you did the bigger sections. You're going to wrap all the way down onto the anchor piece, a little bit past it actually, just to give you this cocoon effect. If it looks like a cocoon, then you will not have a problem with your end slipping out. And then with the excess hair, you're going to want to wrap this back up the lock. We were just wrapping down, but you're going to want to wrap the excess hair up, right? And then you're going to knot it. I was knotting it like I was doing the knots at the end of my knotless braids. Or knot it like you would tie a balloon, and then you cut the excess piece of your anchor off to give you that fluffy end that we were talking about to begin with. And this is how the end of each of your locks should look. Remember, your locks do not have to be perfect, but a great cocoon will give you longevity. And for the second method, without the crochet needle, you're going to start your locks off the same way as the other one. So that means you need an anchor piece, and you're going to wrap to the right, okay? And you're going to add that tension to your root as well. And you just wrap around, you wrap around. And you want to kind of make these a little bit more tight at the root because they can slip. But be gentle with any sensitive parts of your hair. Once you've created your cocoon and you've wrapped down onto the anchor piece and all the way back up onto the lock, it's time to knot it again. And I'm emphasizing this because this is the most important part. This is how your locks will last, okay? So knot away and cut any stringy pieces off. And do the same to the anchor, and boom, you're in business. Touch up as you need to, okay?
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm about to go ahead and, wrap this up, literally. And I'm going to come back with the, finished result so I can show y'all how it can look if you're using this method, okay? So I am all done with my hair. It took me practically all day because I only bought 2 packs of those 3 packs of hair, and that was a mistake. And then I was too lazy to go out to the store and get more, so I had to literally make do. You don't want to know how I made do, but if y'all look closely, you will see like splashes of red in my locks, which I don't mind because it's kind of bringing a little life to the look, and I'm okay with that. And I really like it in half up, half down. It's really full because my parts were already like fairly medium. I really don't like it in the middle, but I do love it on the side. Right. Yeah. And this volume should go down a little bit, like as the days go on with more foam wrap and as I sleep on it. It's always so puffy when I use Afro kinky hair, but Afro kinky hair just bonds better in it, and like the locks just last so much longer, it seems like. That fluffiness, whew, it takes a little while to go down, I'll be honest. But it's okay, because I do love full hair. But this is her. All done. It only took me forever, right? But yeah, that's all for today. I'm about to put this back up in a ponytail, child, because I've been burning up in here. I honestly hope y'all found this video helpful and that you can save you some coins and do your hair at the house, child, instead of going to pay somebody else to do a new hairstyle when you already got some parts in your head. Utilize it, okay? Y'all have a nice day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because I will be coming back with more videos. Bye.